Good evening, YouTubers. Welcome back to Brain Bang TV. This is the Roulette Journal, Roulette Challenge, whichever you know it as. But it's been a while, really. I do want to start by apologizing for not releasing videos over the last few weeks or so. There's been a lot going on in a lot of people's lives, not just mine, with regards to COVID-19 and the coronavirus going around the world at the moment. So it's not been an easy thing, really. On top of that, I've been having issues with work, so there's a bit of here and there, really. And we'll see what happens on the other side of all of the situations and predicaments we find ourselves in the world at the moment. But yeah, that will come at a later date. But I just wanted to say it's been really difficult over the sort of few weeks to do any of that. And on top of that, I did want to rejig some stuff and create some information for you guys to sort of detail how we've got on so far with regards to the two platforms, sorry, the two different video types that we've been releasing for you guys over the last month or so. Now, I I don't know if I don't know how long you guys have been following me for. Which of you guys, if you've recently joined me newly, then basically we've been doing two different videos. One's called the Roulette Bet Journal, and the other's called the Challenge. With the Roulette Bet Journal, it was a journal to sort of showcase the strategy that I put out there to help describe to help generate some passive income with regards to gambling and seeing if there is a way to do that on a roulette board. Now, I've over the years come across a good few number of strategies, but none of them seem to fulfill what needs to be done. Now, this is an inverse risk reward strategy, meaning you're risking a lot more on any given spin that you're actually getting back, hence the higher probability of a win rate. But to visualize that for you guys and to give you information, I decided to release a video about that, and hence the daily journals that have been coming out so far. Now, on the roulette challenge, we set out to the end goal of the challenge was to potentially buy stocks, which is some sort of tangible assets, uh, as we know it in the world anyway, and getting a foothold in the capital market by potentially using the gains that we get from this to buying to then transferring that into an ISA account and buying some stocks with that. So far, not great because we've not had a good start at all. We've crash landed left, right, and center. And essentially, uh, during that period, I managed to uh, advise myself or come to the conclusion in my head that this strategy probably would work better if I did more spends in a day to try and account for a loss. Now, for those of you who have been here a while, would know that I've actually attempted that or tried to attempt it and didn't last very long because I think it was five or four days in or 6 days in or so, and it was terrible, really. And I could show you guys that right now, to be honest with you. I'm going to show you that right now because after I did that, it just didn't work, did it? Where is it? It was this. So I changed up the strategy, and we said the variable spin of 5 to 20. Apologies, guys. 5 to 20. Now I tried that, and this is how far we got. We didn't do that many days. I missed a few days here and there, but you can see we had only four days winning days, and the rest were losing days. Look at that. We're just giving back the money just as quick, if not quicker, because we're attempting so many more spins in a given day. Now, the idea of the strategy was less is more, and between me completing what I was doing, completing those spins every day and getting a few of those losses, I then derailed from what I initially had in my head as an idea and a strategy, and thought that maybe editing it here and there would give it some sort of legroom. Now that hadn't worked. It completely failed horribly. And that's what I was trying to show you here, because it's not sustainable if I can't go through days without feeling like I'm going to lose my money. Look at that. I tried to do 35 spins there. Look, I lost on two goes, and it's just not good because you're just going back and forth. It's not great at all. So my conclusion, I decided that less is a lot more. So I've actually gone and redone this whole thing, made it two spins, and I'm only going to be doing this on two platforms. And for the foreseeable future, that's exactly what I'm going to stick to this time. I'm going to try not to derail. Feel free to comment and let me know if you feel that I'm doing that and it's not working out basically. But at the end of the day, I want to try and make more. Hence, I try to duplicate the platforms and increase the spin count and whatnot. It's just to essentially make more, but you're only going to put yourself at more risk because the eventual result is you will lose a spin. So, saying all that, I'm going to reattempt which something of which I'm calling version 2 of the roulette challenge, which will be coming out straight after this video. So do look out for that. And what I'll be attempting to do is only two spins on each of those two platforms that I'll be using. I'll be using Sky and Coral for those two platforms. So I've got that all set up. After this video, I'm going to be recording that. I'm going to try and take my time because we're only doing 4 spins a day here, so on two different platforms. The idea here is to win as many as possible, take my time, and try not to miss that spin because here we're only doing 2 spins, guys. Do you know what I mean? At one point, I was thinking of just making it the one spin a day because it's just a bit. You just want that guaranteed win. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And at the end of the day, it might be a little amount of money, but it all adds up, and it's, the point I'm trying to make with all this is it all adds up eventually. Now I'm gonna let's get back to the reason why I made this video. This is a video to show the accounts of how we've got on so far, like I promised I would. Now I try to um chop the information a bit to not include any days or any points which I derailed from that strategy which I set out to do initially with 3 spins. So now this information here is off of those date period I completed using the strategy that I came up with initially. So we're going to go by each platform real quick, and then we'll get this over with because I do have the the challenge to start off again on those two platforms in a minute. So yeah, I'm starting with William Hill. We did 27 for the first to the 26th for the second. We done. This is duration and days. Apologies if you can't see this because of the filters here. But the duration and days, we've got 17 completed days in total. This is missed days. That says that's 7 missed days we had on that. Individual stake per spin is £35 because we have a pound a chip and we're betting on 35 numbers. They were doing 3 spins, total pound a chip, and number of wins. Sorry, and this is the spins of number of spins that I won over that period. That date period is 60 spins. Number of losses and spins. We had 6 losing spins, so you can see the win to loss ratio is quite high. Hence, I favor this strategy a lot because of the fact that there is something here potentially to work with if you can aggregate those figures right, depending on the spins that you do. If you see where I'm going with that, and we've got the win streak. We had a 13-day winning streak on here, and we had a 5 days of losses. So and we had an open balance of 62.70. Closing balance of 27.70. We had a total deposit, and it was all in one week because this was William Hill, and I remember having issues with this on the first few spins I did. I lost straight away. So we're instantly trying to crawl ourselves back from those losses. So yeah, we did £110 in deposits. And as you can see, that did not work out so well. Look at the P&L there, 145 down, not great. Moving on, AAA Casino. Pretty much all of these platforms will have the same sort of date range and duration, days completed also sort of the same range. And you can see here the data is pretty accurate when it comes to mimicking each other. What threw me off a little with this is where is it? It's the fact that we kind of see the same amount of losses on these two. So number of losses, we had two here, and if I looked on two of those platforms, which is Coral and Ladbrokes, you'd find that they were opposite ends. On Ladbrokes, I had the losses at the start of the sessions when I first initially started the videos, and then on Coral, I had it on the back end of near when I was completing or trying to switch over to the new strategy. So yeah, as you can see here, the point I was trying to make is the strategy does work to a point. I'm going to show you the roulette bet journal. So that was the challenge with the five platforms. As you can see there, AAA, William Hill, Sky Coral, Breaks. I've also got one for Virgin Games because we did videos for the roulette bet journal, which is just showcasing that the strategy does work if you can give it time to breathe. Now, obviously, you can exponentially go up on how much you're going to risk, depending on what you have available to you. But the Virgin Games ones, we did a number of spins, 103 completed spins. We had five losses in that 103 spins, and we had a 22-day winning streak. And number of days lost, we had six. Number of days lost, 62, 80 in, 42, 49, 40 out, and we have a P&L 1340. And as you can see here, as you can see, the strategy is kind of evened on the platforms where you do make money. You don't make that much, and I suppose this kind of just angles it out a bit too much. But essentially, this is actually not bad when it comes to reflecting how I imagined the platforms would go. As you can see here, 13 here, 150 gained here, 24 gained here, 1980, almost 20 quid there gained, and 42 lost there. So if I were to stick to this and stick to a strict regime and try to be a bit more laser focused and disciplined when it comes to how I complete those spins, then I might have a potentially better result. And that's exactly what I was trying to do. So I'm kind of glad I did this now, and I hope this gives you guys an idea of how the strategy is doing so far. Not great. We're going to try and get the data a bit more cleaner when it comes to getting that completed on the new platform, on the new spreadsheet that we're going to be putting out and setting out for those videos from today when that happens. But hopefully we can get some better results because so far, as you can see, it doesn't mean the strategy doesn't work because it does generate profit. As you can see on some of these accounts, it does generate profit. We just need to minimize those losses a lot more. And with the new spreadsheet I'll be doing for the challenge, that's going to have only two spins on two different platforms. So we're just gonna have to try and see if we can possibly reduce those losses a little bit more and be a little bit more careful. I don't know how you can be more careful really, but just be more patient and take your time when picking those sequence numbers on each of those spins because now we only have four, and at one point I was doing about 40 or spins a day. So the conclusion of all this is less is a lot more when it comes to the strategy. Less is a lot more. So we'll do the two spins, ride that out for an extended period of time. For me, from the way I see it, it will take a good month or so to kind of get a rhythm at it and potentially get those winning streaks extended a lot more. That's the way I see it, and I'll be honest with you, with the way I see the strategy, like if I'm doing exactly the same thing day in day out, yes, I'm gonna lose spins, but realistically, shouldn't I go on, and I mean a good few months worth of runs? That's how I saw it when I initially set this up. So that's what I think might potentially happen if I can be strict, be disciplined, and stick to the strategy that I have in place, and we might actually get somewhere. So we'll see what happens. I do apologize again for the lack of videos. I want to apologize also for the guys that have left me comments and I've not been able to get to. Do look over and you'll probably see my responses now. It's been such a weird few weeks, and yeah, with regards to the virus, please everyone stay safe, protect yourself, wash your hands as you've been told, and yeah, do enjoy your time off if you're off work and or you're on subsidized hours and whatnot. And yeah, guys, yeah, have a good evening, take care, and God bless.